Challengers is a brand new 2024 film that was directed by Luca Guadagnino, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and this stars Zendaya. And this film has been very much talked about, especially for critics that are basically really into sports cinema and sports films, because obviously this film focuses around tennis, and everything that I heard about it before watching it is that it's very fast paced in the kind of uncut gems way, but with tennis, and really, really, really intense. That's everything basically that I heard about this film, involving this film and about this film, was its intensity. The way it's directed, the way it's edited, especially, and the soundtrack and the music choice that was played and used in the movie, kind of thing. And this film was raved about. Everybody talked about how great Zendaya was. Everybody talked about the dynamic of the trio. You have these two other characters. I forget the actors' names, but the characters are Art and Patrick. And basically, one of them plays Zendaya's husband in the movie, and then the other one plays the husband's best friend. And they all kind of grow up together because they meet when Zendaya is 18, and I'm pretty sure the guys are 18 as well. And they're all tennis players. And basically, it goes throughout their lives through, I think, like 15 years or something like that. And it goes back and forth, and you see dynamics between Zendaya and her husband, and Zendaya and the other guy, because she gets romantically involved with both, and they get romantically involved with her, and everybody knows about each other, but they kind of have like a big bromance going on between themselves as well. So it all gets complicated and very sexual and very like sensual and erotic, and just very, it's a very like sexy film. It's supposed to be like, it's that's the way well, that's the way, that's its, how should I say, that's its point, that's its selling point. That's what Luca Guadagnino wanted to really throw into the film, is that sensuality about it. I'm not going to be too long in this film, at least I don't want to be, because it wasn't for me. I really did not enjoy this film, and I wanted to enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of tennis, but everybody's like, you don't have to like tennis, just go into it because the story's great. And as intense as this film is, everybody's like, oh, like, there's these like 90s techno playing, and every time there's an argument between Zendaya and one of the characters, they play like 90s techno. It's not 90s techno, okay? It's not 90s techno. Former DJ coming out, it's like dance music, and it maybe sounds a bit 90s, but it's not 90s techno, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. But yeah, it does play really loudly and very intense in the fight scenes, and I like this film is anxiety inducing. I'll give it that. And there's moments in this film that I really liked. I really liked the scene at the beginning with the party, where everybody talked about again in the trailer, where Zendaya's in the hotel room with the two guys, and there's the big threesome scene. It's really not that big. I remember everybody, it was the whole like Tom Holland's a cuck. He's allowing his girlfriend to like make this scene with two other guys. Is Tom Holland a simp? Is Tom Holland pissed off and everything? The scene is really not that crazy. I mean, what you see in the trailer happens in the movie. Like, nothing else really happens. But Zendaya is gorgeous in that scene, and it like the way Zendaya looks in that scene and that era, in my opinion, she looks the best. They dress her up to look more in her 30s later on in the film, and her hairstyle just not really my thing. Still beautiful, but not really my type. And who she becomes later on in the movie is just insufferable, and all three characters are insufferable, the two guys as well. That's what I could not stand about this film, and it just got too much, that I did not give a shit about anybody anymore, and everybody was just so awful and stupid and just not. I didn't want to watch these people on screen anymore. They were just pissing me off so much. There's one scene in particular that I'm not going to spoil. It's in the third act, and it's one of like the final moments between Zendaya and one of the guys. And it's raining, and they're by a car. I'll just say that. And what happens in that scene just checked me out completely. And that's where I was like, I'm done with the movie. I finished the movie because there was only like 10 minutes left. But that was the point where I'm like, I don't like this movie. This movie's not for me. Luca Guadagnino is I think he's a director that he's going to make films that I'm going to love, because Bones and All is one of the best films I've seen the year it came out. I think it's 2023. It might be 2022. I'll have to correct myself on that one. Amazing film. Bones and All is so good. Call Me by Your Name, couldn't get into. Just couldn't get into the story, couldn't get into the themes. Just again, wasn't for me. I can give it credit where credit is due, because it's a beautifully shot film, and Luca Guadagnino has an eye for the behind the camera, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He loves to put a lot of style into his films. He did with Challengers for sure, and he really brought out one hell of a performance from Zendaya, and this seems like a film that's going to be Oscar bait for sure, and I definitely see it getting a lot of attention for Oscar season. But yeah, this is not a film for me, and I just really didn't enjoy it. And the whole tennis stuff didn't help too much either, because like I said, not the biggest tennis fan. Seeing Zendaya in a tennis outfit playing tennis is cool, but other than that, it's just whatever. I didn't like either of the guys. I get them two as well, like having back and forths with each other without Zendaya got on my nerves as well. There's this like sauna scene where they're just the way they're talking to each other. It's just like, what's your dynamic, man? Like, what are your like what is happening? What am I watching right now? Are you guys gonna fuck? Are you guys just bros? What's going on? So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the movie's just not for me. It's a well-made movie that I'm just not the audience for. So, I was checking out more and more and more as it went along, and then that thing happened at the end, and I was just like, yeah, I'm done. But Zendaya did really well, and although I hated her character, I hated everybody else too. So, it is what it is. But I got nothing else on Challengers. Go watch it if it intrigues you, but in my opinion, didn't work. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.